Friday. Well, every Friday that I seem to come on is a beautiful Friday, no matter where I'm at. But today it is very lovely and very beautiful and very warm where I'm at. I'm here in Los Gigantes in Tenerife, one of my most favourite places to be in this world. So, this week and over here, the things that I have seen and witnessed, and there's always teachers about us. There's always people about us that we can learn from. And a few things that I've noticed over here, with older ladies. And mind you, where we are here, there's quite a few hills. But what I have noticed about a few ladies in particular, they have stood out to me, is that they rise of a morning and they dress themselves. Now, these ladies refuse to wear flats. And one of them was on a walking stick. And I saw them the other night, or saw this one particular lady the other night walking down in her pink, I think it was a dress. She had red tights, red shoes, a red hat, and her wee walking stick. And I'd say that woman's at least 85 when I saw her. And I just thought, you know what, fair play to her. And another wee lady that I saw the other night with her dog out walking in a pair of wedges. And two words, she was having a conversation with someone, and I heard her say, todo bien, always good. And those words just attracted me to her. So where I'm at, I can people watch quite a bit. And I watched that wee lady and her dog, and she had a pair of wedges on, and her dressed wonderfully, beautifully. Now, I happened to mention it to another lady that lives here, and she says that particular woman, she lost her husband 3 years ago. And every morning she rises at 7 o'clock in the morning, and she puts on her finery, and she puts on her makeup, and she puts on her heels, and she takes her wee dog and she goes out for a walk every day. And you know what? It's always a thing that we can never judge or look in on anybody else's life, because we could certainly judge and look in some cases and think, my God, that woman, what should be at, dressing herself up on a way out in a pair of heels? Would she not be safer wearing flat shoes and at her age and on the hills? But it takes a lot of strength and a lot of might for people to rise of a day and to say, today is the day that I prepare myself, no matter what it is that you want to do, that I prepare myself, because it can be a challenge for people. And unless we put a bit of a fight in some mornings to get up, and even today, for some people, it may be an effort to just get out of bed, to brush the hair, to wash the face, to put on the clothes. But when I look at those ladies that I am quite sure have a wealth of stories, that have a wealth of experiences, the good times and the not so good times, but it's like they're almost squeezing life. It's like an orange, squeezing every drop out of it, that they are not going to take it for granted. That we never know, no matter what age we are, when any day is our last day here. So I just think, fair play. They rise and they dress themselves, they get out, they walk, because if we're waiting on the outside, in any of our circumstances, if we are waiting on the outside to bring us, to fulfill us, to bring us something that is missing within, you're going to be waiting a long time. And certainly people will come into our lives that make us feel a certain way. And that means, what I've noticed or witnessed this from different people, when we're surrounded by that, sometimes we don't need to bring it to ourselves. Sometimes we don't need to find joy within ourselves, or love within ourselves, or patience, or kindness for ourselves, because everything on the outside brings it to us. But what when that steps away? What if that steps away because we take them things for granted, that we'll always have that? The likes of that little lady that doesn't have that anymore. And someone had said to me, a beautiful lady that I met with last night, said her wee dog, she stops and gets a packet of those Frankfurt sausages, and her wee dog walks down the street with the Frankfurt sausages in its mouth, because the wee dog knows that's his treat for getting out and walk. Companionship. Isn't it beautiful? I saw another lady the other day when we went to wee Cheringita down the country. It was a way out of the road, but again, this lady stepped out on her own, and she had, you'd think going to the beach or going to the rocks, it would be the last thing that you think of wearing, but she was dressed in a beautiful lilac dress with her beautiful wee bolero jacket, makeup on, earrings in, and she sat by herself. But she made the choice that day. Today is the day that I choose to live. And it made her feel good. I'm quite sure she didn't dress for nobody else, but for her. And these are the things to remember. But when you rise in the morning, it's what you do for you. Because it's so important that to do it for you. And step out. And if today that anger or sadness or any of those heavy vibrations are weighing you down, not today, not today. Because you have more power within you. That spirit, that love, that pure existence, that life force is within you. Today is not the day to let that heavy vibration weigh down on you. Because if it does, you have become again reliant on the outside. And yes, we have our days that are this way and that way. And we must have one to have the other. Everything has its parallel, its opposite. We must have one to experience the other in life. So that's what I have noticed a lot with women this week. And every morning still, no matter where I'm at, the wonderful ladies that are checking in from 6 o'clock in the morning, that are getting up, that they decide today is the day. You know, where bed could be very inviting, but not today, not today. You get up and you start to be the change. The ladies I spoke with last night, and I know people that are watching this, the absolute natural talent and joy that is yours. You were born with this. There's a calling, there's a passion for you to do, and it's effortless. This is what happens. I think people find it very difficult that when something comes to you with ease, if you can speak about something, if you love talking about something, if you have your own wee business, if there's something that you love doing and it's no big effort and you think, well, hold on, this isn't hard, but that's what your passion is. And it's about stepping past that low vibration of fear, because there are people waiting. As I said to the ladies last night, we deny others of our passion, of our love, when we allow that fear to hold us back and keep us stuck in a place, a fear of being judged. Like those beautiful ladies that stepped out, I'm quite sure they did not fear being judged, because you see, when you bring love to yourself, when you have that within yourself, you bring that forth to others. So I'll always keep saying it, start your morning off well for you. Please honour yourself, because when you can bring it to yourself, then you can bring it to others. If you're constantly bringing it to others, you will become exhausted, you will become deflated, you will become wide open. Your immune system drops. You're wide open and your defences are completely down when you do not take time for yourself. To take time for work, to take time for family, to take time for friends, and to take time for yourself. And that's where the magic begins. This year has been planned from the start of the year. We actually had another one planned for March, and that didn't come about. And yes, there was a couple of chops and changes for coming here. And I'll tell you one thing. There is so much fear, even if people choose to travel, because you'll get a text from the airport, you'll get a text probably from the country you're going to, you get all these. But the thing is to remember, it will initially go, oh Jesus, what have I to do now? It will all run smoothly. You just take one step at a time and everything is possible. And you know what? It's the most brilliant time to travel. The airports are pretty empty. Have a beautiful day, a wonderful weekend, and yeah, remember to take time for yourself and be patient, because everything always unfolds. As I say, I sat with a beautiful lady, Jane, last night. She was the first lady that I'd done an interview with, The Woman's Journey, a lady that I met when I was over here getting my nails done. So the two of us have kept company with each other. As we sat last night beside the beautiful wee church here, there was a guy walked past. There's quite a lot of homeless people about as well, but Jane was, she's always been very kind and called the gentleman over to give him some money to help him that day. But you see, when people have come from that themselves, when people have known lack, when people have known what it's going to be to have a scarcity of food, that's when we become generous. You see, whenever, and that's it, is to try and raise people, to bring people up when you come up yourself. But the change can only starts with each and every person ourselves. So honour yourself today, to get up, to brush your hair, to brush your teeth, to give thanks for the running water that you have, to have a vision, to have a dream, to try and to eliminate those things that surround the outside to bring you into a certain vibration. Because if you see it in your mind, you will hold it in your hand. And it means taking one step at a time, 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, that's it. And you always get there at the end. So God bless, have a wonderful weekend, and I shall see you all next Friday back in Ireland. God bless.